It's a funny story. I've always wanted to own my own boutique, and I asked my mom whenever I was in high school if I could, and she's like, "No, you need to go to college first and get your degree." And it was actually sophomore year. I was sitting in accounting too, and I texted my mom and I said, "Hey, do you want to go to apparel market with me?" And she responded back, "Yes, here's our flight tickets," and sent me pictures of our flight tickets. So that's kind of how the whole thing started, and it just kind of grew from there. And then being in the business school and having professors who have been in the industry that have expert knowledge has been really nice because I'll be like, "So what do you think about this?" Or "What if I do this? And how should I integrate this into my business?" And I know we talked about this in class, but how can I scale that down? Because they're talking about big companies. And I'm like, how can I scale that down to a small business? And they've just really helped me along the way. So one of the major things that whenever you're opening a store in a small town is it can't survive on its own unless you are global and things like that. So one of the biggest things that lots of my teachers talked about were how to make your business known online and ways to make your website easy to navigate, how to make eye-appealing advertisements so people want to click on them, want to come shop with you. And it was really nice that I could use my own business as my school projects. And then I got feedback right away and I just made those changes to my website and it was perfect. And my grandmother used to call me the crazy bag lady because I always had high heels on, a hat, always had to have my purse, and I'm like 4 at the time, and they're calling me crazy bag lady. And then whenever I was in high school, I loved fashion as well, and I got nominated as best dress. So I've always loved fashion, putting outfits together, being creative in that aspect. So it just felt like fitting, and I loved my textile and apparel management classes whenever I was at Mizzou and just knew that that's probably where my passion is and I should follow that. So the community here in Bell has been very supportive, even the surrounding areas. I get people from St. James, Rolla, Lynn, even people from Columbia and Jefferson City coming down here. Everybody loves the storefront. They're glad there's something new and unique in Bell, Missouri. And I chose Bell because growing up, the community gave so much to me. And I wanted to be one of those small businesses that also gave back to the community. So that's ultimately why I chose Bell. And everybody has been so positive and so encouraging. And yeah, it's just been amazing. I was in 4-H and FFA, and businesses would always donate to us. They would bid on our animals, things like that, scholarships. Anytime we ever needed anything, small businesses here in Bell were always willing and able to give money whenever it was needed, things like that. And I just want to do the same for kids growing up here. My future goals are to actually add on to the storefront that I have here in Bell. Eventually, I want to get big enough to have a warehouse sell all over the United States. I don't plan on having another storefront in any other town. I really want to use my social media and reach out that way. And honestly, just have a storefront in the town of Bell just to give back to them and let them have something special. I think the biggest thing that I'm taking from Mizzou is that to always be open-minded, follow different directions. Nothing is ever perfect. There's always another way to do something, and to make those connections and keep learning because you can always improve on things. Like going into Mizzou, I was like, "Oh yeah, my business plan is perfect. Like it's working." And they're like, "Well, here's some things you can do to make it even better." So there's always things you can learn. There's always things you can do to grow, things like that.